Have you ever noticed that as soon as winter rolls around, someone in every house turns into the thermostat police? There's always a debate about when it should be on, how long it should be on, and how high it should be. And it seems it's always been that way, because the story of how people kept themselves warm through the winter months actually goes back hundreds of thousands of years. Part 1. The first Chinese heaters. Let's rewind to the Peking Man era about 400,000 years ago. Archaeologists found ashes and burned bones in the caves of these ancient people, which means one thing. Congratulations, you've invented the first heater, barbecue, and nightlight all in one. Fire. Perhaps the most important discovery in humanity's history. Ancient people and modern campers alike can enjoy sitting around a fire, swapping stories, and staying warm. Fast forward to 7,000 years ago, the Banpo people in northern China built kitchen fire heaters right by the door, so you could warm your hands and keep cold wind out at the same time. Primitive, yes, but surprisingly effective and efficient. Part 2. The first real heating equipment. By the spring and autumn period, 2,500-ish years ago, ancient Chinese people leveled up. They invented a bronze heating device called a liaolu, which was a portable charcoal burner. Archaeologists even dug up a fancy one with the inscription Prince Ying's personal heater. And here's something fun. Even back then, over 2,000 years ago, there was a huge divide between the north and the south of China and their heating needs. The south was warm and humid. In the south, heating wasn't really a huge concern. But the north was cold and dry. In the north, your life depended on your heater. Part 3. Qin Dynasty, the first central heating. When archaeologists excavated the ruins of Qin palaces, they found actual ancient fireplaces. 3 of them. 2 for the bathhouse, and the biggest one, of course, was for the emperor's personal heater. They even built something like heated walls using clay pipes inside the wall to move hot air around. The emperor was so ostentatious that he had ancient Chinese underfloor heating. Part 4. Han Dynasty heating luxury. Now here's where things get luxurious. The Han Dynasty built something called the Warm House Palace. Historical records say the walls were coated with silk decorations, cinnamon-infused screens, feather blankets, imported carpets from Central Asia, and pepper clay, which was a kind of clay infused with peppers. This wasn't just heating. This was the spa version of winter survival. Even the Empress's residence was called the Pepper House because the walls were literally smeared with pepper paste. That's how fancy their insulation was. Meanwhile, ordinary people still used simple kang, which were a very clever and efficient invention. A brick bed over a small fire attached to a chimney. The air under the bed got warm and you could cheaply stay warm while you slept. It was like a heated mattress, or underfloor heating for your bed. Part 5. The Tang and Song era. High-tech heating. During the Tang Dynasty, nobles weren't satisfied with just being warm. They wanted clean, smokeless, premium charcoal. One type of charcoal was so good, each stick burned for 10 days. Rich families even burned charcoal molded into the shape of phoenixes, scented with sandalwood. Imagine heating your house with an artisanal honey-glazed bird-shaped briquette. Very fancy. They also invented hand warmers you could carry around, and later in the Song Dynasty, Tang Poza, an ancestor of the modern hot water bottle. Part 6. Ming and Qing, heating goes mainstream. By the Ming and Qing dynasties, heating tech had finally become standardized. Heated rooms in the palace, heated walls built into the architecture, and the northern tradition of kang beds spread widely. The motto of this era was "Let's heat the entire house properly." Unfortunately, all this heating had some unforeseen consequences. Part 7. The harsh reality. Here's the less glamorous part. Until 1949, most Chinese people, about 90%, still relied on humanity's oldest and most internationally popular fuels for winter heating: firewood, straw, crop stalks, and dried cow dung. And wood was running out. China's forest coverage dropped to 8%, and some areas near Beijing were turning into mini deserts. Part 8. Coal, cities, and modern central heating. So, what changed everything? Coal. In an ironic twist, this modern poster child of pollution actually helped to save China's environment. In 1949, China produced only 30 million tons of coal, barely enough for 1 month of national cooking fuel. But by the 1980s, production hit 600 million tons. And for the first time, cities could start supporting central heating systems. Northern China became warm and cozy in winter. But of course, there was a downside. Air pollution from coal caused a host of problems with public health in China, which is why modern China is now switching to natural gas, electric heating, and clean energy. So, the story of Chinese heating is basically fire pits to bronze heaters, to heated walls, to royal spa palaces, to hand warmers, to kang beds, to coal, to gas and electric heating, to modern clean energy. Thousands of years of innovation, all for one goal: to survive winter without freezing your butt off.